Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, there's something oddly satisfying about watching reality smack these entitled leftist brats straight in the face. And well, that's the exact topic of today's video, because that's exactly what just happened on a bridge on the border of Kentucky and Ohio. We got professional left-wing agitators here who thought that they could just march in town and shut down a major bridge, blocking a key point of economic traffic between two states, and that they'd simply be allowed to get away with it because of activism, social justice. We are freedom fighters. But unfortunately for these leftoid clowns, they learnt a lesson quite quickly, a little bit of a harsh lesson, that you are not in Portland, you're not in Los Angeles or San Francisco, you're in frickin' Kentucky. And in Kentucky, when you act like a complete idiot and break the laws, when you refuse to comply with lawful orders and assault police officers, well, they just might mop the pavement with you. You just might end up FAFOing. The clock might tick to FAFO-o'clock, and that's exactly what happened here. And of course, the left is doing their best to spin a narrative and play that victimhood game, but there's no story of victimhood here, folks. No, rather just a bunch of lawless idiots learning a very harsh lesson. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on here. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so we've got viral footage here showing Covington, Kentucky officers taking on ICE activists who thought it would be acceptable for them to just simply commandeer a key bridge between two states, Ohio and Kentucky. Just take a look.
Go, 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 go. Run! Run! They're taking him! Name and badge number! Name and badge number! Name and badge number! Name and badge number!
And so obviously the footage is a little bit rough. As we know, these Kentucky police officers don't exactly play games, but as per usual, the left wants to omit all the context. They've entered full meltdown mode. I know, really shocking stuff. Excessive force, they say. Police brutality. They're wailing all over social media as if they just watched a war crime. But let's get something freaking straight for a second. This wasn't an authoritarian crackdown on a peaceful protest. No, this event was declared an unlawful assembly, and the people captured in the video were given multiple orders to disperse. They were told, this event has been declared an unlawful assembly. Disperse now, get off the bridge, or you will be arrested. And then what do you think happened? As police officers came in, the resistance fighters, these leftoid LARPers, they chose not to comply. And instead they started kicking, screaming, shoving, and resisting these officers as they moved in. And of course, once that happens, you enter FAFO territory. I mean, really groundbreaking stuff here. You don't get to assault police officers while committing a crime and then cry victim when you end up face first on the damn pavement. I mean, come on. That's not how the real world works, and frankly, it's not how the world should work. But that obviously is something the left very seriously does not get. They seem to live in this delusional alternative reality where activism is a magic shield to do whatever you want, whenever you want, with zero consequences. As long as you're chanting a dumb slogan and holding a sign, you can commit any crime that you want because reasons, you know, feelings. This feeling of self-righteousness. I'm fighting for a good cause, therefore I can burn buildings down and shut streets down and assault ICE agents. Completely idiotic, and what makes this even more idiotic is that these people aren't even really fighting for a just cause at all. They're engaging in lawlessness while fighting for a cause of lawlessness. And this is what happens when you have an entire generation of people who have essentially been roped up into this ideological fantasy world where they believe that their actions are going to be backed by these soft-on-crime mayors and Soros-funded district attorneys attorneys. There are no consequences for woke behavior. And you know what? That might be true. Maybe in Los Angeles. Maybe you just get a little slap on the wrist, a little spanking on the bum and then let back out on the streets. But this didn't happen in LA. This is Kentucky. Again, Kentucky doesn't play those damn games. Sure, you leftoids can shut down roads and bridges in your blue cities and your little blue utopias. Well, actually, as I'm saying that, you can't even do that. That's the funny thing. We saw the crackdown, what was it, a couple weeks ago? The left was calling it a fascist crackdown. But again, it's a yearly occurrence. A massive mob of unhinged, lawless leftist lunatics just taking over the interstate in California. And yeah, just, what was it, maybe a month ago, as that was happening in Los Angeles, LAPD came in and dispersed the crowd and arrested people. Some people got shot with rubber bullets. So it's funny because the left is defending these lawless actors, yet what they were doing was clearly so illegal and so wrong that it technically doesn't even really fly even in woke LA. I know, crazy stuff. Law enforcement doing their job. You don't get to shut down a bridge and interfere with public infrastructure without facing any consequences? Wow, that's news to me. It's just a FAFO of epic proportions, folks. And of course, the media will clip the most dramatic parts, post it with sad piano music and the world's smallest violin, a caption that probably reads Trump's America in 2025. We'll probably hear Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez lecturing us about genocide or some other nonsense. But let's not forget the deep-seated irony here again. These are the same people who said that no one is above the law when it came to Donald Trump. Well, I guess when you have leftoid anarchists physically assaulting law enforcement, refusing to comply, resisting arrest, while in the middle of an illegal blockade, well, you're not above the law. Very simply. And the purpose of my commentary here isn't to be a, quote, bootlicker. I'm not here encouraging police assault on people who are simply protesting. If you want to protest, be my guest. I would fight for your right to protest. But again, this is not what this was. The left is pushing too far. They keep pushing too far. It's getting more and more extreme, and at some point there has to be a pushback. There has to be order. Otherwise, we're going to continue the next however many decades seeing summers of riots, burning cities, blocked roads, bridges, more assaults, more crime, more doxing of federal agents. Clearly that's not sustainable. Clearly this is not just noble acts of civil disobedience. This is a political movement that has run amok, that has become extreme, radical, and lawless, and in a civilized society that expects order, it simply cannot be accepted. This cannot be the new standard. You want to protest, do it peacefully, do it somewhere where it makes sense. If you are engaging in an illegal blockade, you are committing a crime. You will be arrested, and if you do not comply, resist, and assault officers, well, it's just not going to be a good day for you. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.